He will keep taking you back into his circle until you learn to obey what he asked you to do. God is not interested in using the mighty, but the willing. Welcome to another episode of Chloe Avalon. My name is Priscilla Miller, and I am sitting here in Alaska in our RV. I'm sitting here in the back on our bed, and I just thought I'm gonna take the camera and tell you a story. You can see by my thumbnail what it's about, and I just felt like God showed me something pretty clearly, and I wanted to share it with you all. And if you do hear background noise, it is my three kiddos are here, and they are doing some morning chores for me. They're washing up some dishes and stuff like that. So if you hear background noise, it's because of that. But let's get into it. Yesterday, I was on a walk, and I just needed to get out a little bit, get some fresh air. And then when I was walking back, I just noticed that one of our neighbors close to us, they have a really small, what I would consider kind of a dumpy RV, very, tiny. And I just noticed that they're a young couple, I think, and they have a little child. And then I just noticed that they had another baby, like it looked like a very newborn baby. I had seen before that she was pregnant, and now I saw that they had their baby. And I don't know them. I don't think I even talked to them yet. And, but I just all of a sudden got an urge in my heart to, just to bless them with maybe some groceries or something. Maybe they don't even need it. But, it doesn't matter if they need it or not. If you feel God telling you to do something, then you should do it. And so I've felt in my heart that I should, just bless them with some groceries and go buy some groceries for them and bless them with it. And maybe buy some Pampers for the baby. And last night I asked Joas, my husband, if that's what I should do, just go buy some groceries for them, just because I felt God telling me to do it. Like it was like an impression that I felt that I should do that. And Joas was like on board right away. He said, yes, of course. Go buy some groceries for them and bless them. And well, then last night I did not have a very good night of sleep. I think I might be going through a few hormonal changes, so every once in a while my sleep won't be so good. But I've been sleeping so much better since we're here. But anyways, last night wasn't so good, and I got up. I'm sure you've heard of the phrase on the wrong side of the bed. I just got up, and I just kind of felt grouchy and a little bit irritable, and I felt like I kind of snapped at my children, and I just felt bad about that. But I had things to do, I had quite a few texts to make. I text my customers in Lemongrass. I have a little side income business called Lemongrass Spa. My link is down below. So I thought, I have too much to do. And we're going to go to someone's house for dinner tonight, and I offered to make some dessert and bring some sourdough dinner rolls. So I thought, I gotta do that. And so I just thought, I'm gonna give it up. I'm not gonna go get groceries for these people. I'll do it another time. But it didn't make me feel, I didn't even know why, but I think it was causing me to be kind of grumpy and irritable. And I sat down to have my devotions, and I was asking the Lord, what is wrong with me? Why am I like this? Why am I snapping at my children? And I don't want to, but I feel like I can't help myself. And I felt the Lord answered me through, I started listening to someone. Sometimes I will listen to like a podcast or someone on YouTube, just that is very, motivational and just speak truth about the Bible. And so sometimes I listen to that. And so I was listening to this lady, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks, and one thing she talked about is God will not reveal his plan for you until you do this one thing or do this. And I was like, this sounds interesting. What is that? And so I started listening to her, and the key that she talked about was obedience. And it just hit me that I wasn't being obedient to that still small voice within me saying, go give these people groceries. Even if they have plenty and they don't need it, God asked me to do it, so I should do it. And not just that, is one thing she said, I actually wrote down because I thought it was so good. She said, God will never advance his instructions for your life beyond your last act of disobedience. So I think it's saying that he will never take you further from that point. If you disobey him when he asks you to do something, he will keep taking you back into a circle and back into a circle until you learn to obey what he asked you to do. And then he will take you further and show his plan for your life. So that's how I took it. So even the smallest act of disobedience, he will take you around and he will wait until you get it. He's not a harsh God. He loves you so much that he will not take you on and sabotage your life if you do not obey him first. Because if he would take you on into what he has called you to do and you don't learn to obey, you will completely derail yourself, and you will have your life will get completely messed up. So what we first have to do is learn to obey, just like we teach our children obedience, to listen to our voice and to obey us when we say something. That is what God is trying to do to us. So I will never move beyond my current circumstances until I learn to obey. So the Lord was just really speaking to me about obedience. And then also in John 14 verse 15, it talks about, if you love me, you will obey my commands. So if we love him, we will obey him. If we do not obey him, it shows our lack of love for God. So I hope this actually encourages some of you and helps you to realize some cycles you might be in that you can't seem to break. And it's maybe because of you are not willing to obey what God is asking you to do. It could be, a toxic relationship that you're in, and it's not right, but you can't make yourself break it off because you have soul ties with this person, and but God is asking you to. And sometimes when God asks you to do something, it's hard. It's not an easy thing. Like for me, this one thing is very simple for me to do, but I just thought I didn't have time, so I didn't want to do it. Or it could be as simple as God asking you to not open your phone in the morning until you've had your time with him. Maybe you have this nudge that you're not supposed to have your phone by your bedside, but you do because it's a habit, and you pick it up every morning and you start scrolling. And he's asking you, put your phone out somewhere else and don't pick it up until you have had your time with me. He's asking you to do that, maybe. And as long as we're not willing to obey that nudge, he won't take us much further, because he wants us to get what he's asking us to do and to obey. So I think obedience is so key in our walk with the Lord, and going deeper and further and knowing our destiny and knowing our calling is simply by obeying step by step what He's asking us to do. Also, another thing that I forgot to talk about was I also read in my devotional this morning almost the same thing that I was listening to, and so I really felt it was the Lord speaking. And this devotional is called Reckless Devotion, and it's by Roland and Heidi Baker, and it's an amazing devotional. I'm going to read one paragraph here. It says, God is not interested in using the mighty, but the willing. He's not into using amazing people. So He's into using everyone, anybody. Just ones who are prepared to lay their lives down before Him. God is not looking for extraordinary, exceptionally gifted people. Just laid down lovers of Jesus who will carry His glory with transparency and not take it for themselves. So that just hit me, we have to become a generation that are laid down lovers of Jesus, that lay their life down and do anything that He asks. And the more that we do that, the more we will hear His voice, because we will begin to obey, so we will begin to hear. If we just disobey and not do what He asks, our hearing will become dull and we won't be able to hear what He's asking anymore. So if we begin to obey, we will begin to hear the quietest and the smallest sound of His voice. So, yeah, that is my desire, that us as women and as a body of Christ become just lovers of Jesus Christ. And as we become lovers of Jesus Christ, we begin to love others like we have never loved before. So today, my day is going to look a little bit different than I had planned. I'm going to take my 3 children, Wyatt, Chloe, and Avalon, and we're going to go into town and shop for someone else. We're going to get some diapers, some essential grocery items, just whatever we see that we think they might like, we're going to get, and we're going to drop it off to them and bless them with that. And I'm not going to show you their RV or anything online here. I want to respect their privacy. But I just want to tell you that's what we're going to do. And I'll take you along with us grocery shopping. You'll see some things we get, and just to bless them. I don't know them at all, so I don't really know what they need, or I don't even know if their baby is a boy or girl, because I just saw it from a distance. So I can't really get, gender type clothing. So I might go to Fred Meyer's and just look for some sleepers or something like that would be for both boy or girl. I actually love to do things like this, but sometimes, stuff gets in the way and you just decide not to do it. But we're gonna go do it. So we will see you later. Okie dokie, we are here in the van and ready to head out to town to get some groceries. And the kiddos are gonna go with me. So, Avalon, what do you think we should get for them?
We should get some clothes and some diapers.
Yep. And what about you, Chloe?
Maybe some clothes too.
And what about you, Wyatt?
We could get a lot of fruit and a few loaves of bread.
Yeah, those are some very good ideas. So we're probably gonna start with that and get some things. Okay, here we go. Going to Fred Meyer's. It's actually a little windy today. Okay, we found some clothes that we want to give them. And Chloe, what do you have?
These are flannel blankets.
Yep, some flannel blankets. Wyatt, you've got some...
Little fuzzy socks.
Yep.
And I've got 4 onesies and 2 sleepers.
Yep, gonna give them that. So they have an older child too, so I'm gonna get this little outfit for her. Okay, our cart is almost full and we've been having so much fun. It is actually really fun getting something for someone else. And you know, I'm not sure if I'm getting all the right things, but hopefully they will be happy for it anyways. But I'll show you here most of what I got so far. So we bought some roses just for anyhow, and you saw that. And here are some 100% pure beef burgers. We got some shrimp. You know, I don't know anything about them, so who knows, maybe they don't like seafood, but I just got it anyways. And some eggs. I got some frozen food. And to me, you know, I kind of hate to give frozen food. I'd rather give, you know, homemade food, but you have to sometimes just do what you can. Then we have some yogurt here and some more frozen food down here. Some a veggie tray I have down here. You can't really see, but like that. And some milk, some of that good fruit. And then we have a big box of diapers here for them. And last, we're getting this basket to put everything into it. So we're out here by our car and I got all the grocery items here in this basket. And then in this bag, I have all the clothing items and the Pampers right there. So I'm excited to give this to them. Okay, we are back home and we delivered that stuff to them. And what did you think, children?
That it was so fun to get stuff for them and yeah. Yeah. It was fun to get the stuff and to look at all the stuff on all the fruits.
Yeah, and how did it make you feel to give someone else something, maybe even stuff that you would like?
Good. I would feel good.
Yeah, it makes you feel good inside, doesn't it? And what about you, Chloe?
I just like getting stuff for them.
Yeah, there was a lot of nice things. You know, one thing we forgot to tell you was how we did it. You know, how we gave it to them. I was actually hoping and praying that they're not at home, so we can just drop it off at the trailer there. And so because sometimes if someone gives you a bunch of stuff, you kind of feel indebted, or like you have to be like, show them extra love or something. And so I just wanted to drop it off and make so they don't even know who gave it to them. That was my hope anyway. And when we came back, we saw there was no one there, or there was no vehicle there. So Avalon and I just quickly jumped out of our van, grabbed the stuff and put it on their picnic table and left. I left a little note that said, you know, congratulations on your new baby, and something about enjoy the gift, God bless, something like that. So that's how we did it. So I was so happy kind of not to have to, you know, have them see who it was. So that is it for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was a very different video, and it was not about us buying stuff for other people. It was about obeying the Lord when He tells you to obey Him. So I just encourage every one of you that if you feel a nudge and feel God is telling you something, go do it. Even if it takes a leap of faith, just do it. Because if we obey, that is when we will advance. So I'm going to leave you with that, and I bless you and love you and see you all next time.